How's it going, YouTube? It's LB Ninja 7, and you guys have been asking for some Mistweaver raid videos. I just haven't been putting them out lately. I don't know why. I kind of just forgot about them. But we re-cleared the first 4 bosses in Mythic, and we started pulling Ovinax. So I wanted to play through our kills and kind of talk about them, kind of talk through some decision making. And I made a lot of mistakes in these kills. So you're not going to see perfect gameplay, but I think that makes for a better video here. So let's just cut to the actual pool. Now I'm going to go ahead and say it. I was trying out something different in this specific fight. I did a different build in all of the fights. But the thing that I was trying out differently was I was trying Energizing Brew. I've seen a lot of people swapping to it now that our mana is even better, but you will see that I play as if I'm not running Energizing Brew, and it comes to bite me in the butt. Now, on this first initial pool, my like starting rotation, I get a couple Renewing Mist out, which is good. I pre-pulled my Renewing Mist and then applied them. I can't be pausing too much, but I Yulon ramp. And I do it, I think, a little bit late. I tried to squeeze in a few too many globals, or I started this whole rotation a bit late, and you see a lot of the healing does get sniped by the Evoker, but that's fine. We were both ramping this first pool anyways, so not too bad. Here, this is bad by me. Normally, when you see telegraphed damage that's going to come onto your allies, it's worth it as a Mistweaver to try and go ahead and coat those people with enveloping mist. So you'll see once someone gets marked with toxin, I normally how I should play it is I should start a soothing mist, enveloping mist, enveloping mist, enveloping mist, those few people, and then once that damage hits, then I go back through and vivify them. You'll see that on future fights. But so far, like, we're playing fine. We are kind of staying pretty even with other healers. We're all ramping at different points. But all in all, I've already kind of missed out on a lot of healing just by my decision making, by poor movement. Like here, I should have, instead of moving out of that toxin, I should have just planted and enveloping misted those few people. It wouldn't have killed me to stand in that toxin, but that definitely is missing out on a ton of healing. But once again, like I said, I mentioned it, or I mentioned it earlier, that we'll talk about a mechanic very similar to that in a future fight, because there are a lot of fights this tier where the raid kind of telegraphs you as the healer, hey, this person's about to take damage, and us Mistweavers, we respond very well to that, especially with the Soothing Mist build, in my opinion. But you'll see I do opt to take the Rising Mist build on some fights, and I'm considering swapping to it on this fight because it's so long, and I really like that build, and it responds to damage very well. But here you will see I play horribly. I think I was lagging, like my inputs were lagging, so you'll see me move a bit before I roll, and it just caused me to be mispositioned, and the moment you fall behind in this intermission, it goes horribly. But here we're in a ramp. You see everyone's kind of topped up. It was late of a ramp, so kind of unfortunate there, but still we're getting good throughput. It's just that we missed out on so much throughput because of my horrible movement. If I could go back, that would be the #1 thing that I changed, because I drank my Mana Tea and then I spent time moving. But ideally what I do is I drink my Mana Tea while I do less movement and then can plant and cast after the fact. I'm sorry. I still kind of lost my voice from Taylor Swift, but all in all, there's so much to take away from this fight, because if you look, if we just pause here, I am so low on mana, and the boss still has 61% health. This is just like, I am playing horribly. So I definitely would swap. I was trying out Energizing Brew, but I would definitely swap back to Life Cycles, because I feel like mana is infinite right now, especially with Life Cycles. It's just the reason why people are swapping to Energizing Brew is because if you don't need Life Cycles mana, then it's just obviously better. But here we're plowing through our mana bar, but right here is a great example. We are telegraphed who is about to take damage, and I have not put an enveloping mist on any of these people because I'm too busy worrying about my mana bar. If I had life cycles, I wouldn't worry about my mana bar, and I would have, during this like 5-second countdown, I would have enveloping mist, enveloping mist, enveloping mist, and then once they take the damage, vivify, 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 boom, so much healing. But see, we even played inefficiently and still got good healing there because we're just built to deal with this fight and mechanics like that. it's just all about how you respond to it and how you play around it. There we sipped the last bit of our Mana Tea. We're in Yulon. I even thought that I was stacked there. That's so embarrassing, and I wasn't stacked there. But normally, like when we've pulled this boss in the past, we've done really well of like group 1 and 2, you're soak 1, and then group 3 and 4, you're soak 2. But here we kind of just, I think we swapped up our ERT note of who's in what group. So normally I know who's going to be taking damage from that, and I can prep my hots, you know, better. But here I'm kind of going in blind, and it's really ruining how I can heal. And here you see, since I missed that first soak, we do get marked as the second one. Normally I like to conduit during that, like right after it hits, I conduit so that it tops me up and then it pulses healing onto everyone around me. But there my conduit was down for like 3 seconds, so we just set up our cooldowns very suboptimally, and we are very behind on mana, so this is just not a good pool, and it's only going to go downhill from here because our mana is so low. We do have our mana potion coming off cooldown though in about a minute, so if I can survive this, then we'll be good. But you see there, oh, I'm such an idiot. I pop Yulon, great Yulon timing, but this is probably the worst Yulon ramp you'll ever witness. So we pop Yulon beautifully, but the beam points at me and I go the wrong way. I am now the only person over here. I also moved so slowly because I'm pretty sure that was because of lag. I'm pretty sure I was slamming my roll button and it was not rolling. So I'm over here so inefficiently, and there goes our Yulon ramp. That has to go down as top 10 worst Yulon ramps of all time. But we revival that second slam. Man, we just missed out on so much healing there. Very unfortunate. Horrible play by me. But yeah, and like I said, it kind of goes downhill from here. I'm going to skip ahead 30 seconds after this intermission, because this is kind of like the big moment. Like, the intermission is the most important time to be healing. In fact, I think, yeah, we're 5 healing right now. Shamrock is doing a bit more damage, so he's kind of going for a damage parse here, but we are 5 healing, and he is popping cooldowns during the intermission, or at least dropping totems to help through that. But yeah, very, very suboptimal play for me. So on this fight, I definitely need to get better about planting and casting, and my intermission movement especially is like a huge thing. But here you'll see, I think I go into a Yulon here. Yeah, Mana Tea and then get some Yulon. It is a very late Yulon, but I had to Mana Tea before it because I'm out of mana, and here we're just out of mana. I'm sitting here staring at my mana potion cooldown, and I'll skip to the end because we've kind of talked on all the talking points. But as the fight's over, I'm just struggling for mana, trying to get as many globals as I can with no mana. But all in all, you guys see how I could have performed so much better on that fight. But let's go ahead and jump to the second boss. Now, moving on to the horror, as you know, this fight, you have to split into 2, and half your raid goes down at a time. We don't have it set up anymore since we're on reclear. We aren't really taking it as optimally as possible. But you can kind of see who's in which group here, and I'm trying to take note of that pre-pool. But one distinguishing thing is we know which group is going down first, which is this group over here. Normally, I am in that group, but I offered myself to be in this group because this group parses better than this group, and I wanted to give my other healers a chance to shine. But when I am in this group, the first group to go down, I opt to go with Jade Bond because I want that more explosive ramp at the start, and then you don't need another Yulon until about like roughly a minute and a half into the fight. But when I am in this group, I like to go Gift of the Celestials, the 1 minute Yulon ramp, because it allows me to ramp on pool, which I don't really care about this first ramp, but it guarantees that I'll have my ramp when the boss targets us the second time again. So I do swap between Jade Bond and Gift of the Celestials depending on which group I'm in. It's just a personal finding that I've found to really help with this fight. So you'll see this group is going down first. Normally, if I were in that group, we would have a massive Jade Bond ramp going on downstairs, but since I'm in this group, I got my hots put on those people before they went down, and then, you know, we're just dancing while upstairs. I don't need Jade Bond's, 24-second Yulon timing, because here there's no damage happening. So what I'm doing is I'm just soothing misting. I know damage is about to come out with these the drips from the top. So I applied some enveloping mist while everyone was full, and then now I'm kind of doing like a mini ramp with just Vivify cleaving onto people who take damage. But you'll see here, the people downstairs, the healers downstairs, are able to go crazy on meters, whereas us upstairs, we are not. And just once again, to touch on this, I am guaranteed to have Yulon back up by the time that we go downstairs. And here I did pop it I popped it very early. Normally, I want to pop it once the boss starts telling us, like right now, I would pop it. I popped it about 5 seconds early because I'm just not used to being in group 2. I guess we can go back. I pop it here right once it comes off cooldown. That's not good. The only reason why you run 1 minute when you're in the group 2 or the second group to go down is just for the timing to guarantee that you have Yulon up at this time. If you can run Jade Bond still, but you would just have to sit on your Yulon cooldown for the first minute of the fight. But you see here, our Yulon ramp is still fine. It's just it was a little bit early, so it's starting to kind of taper off. We aren't peaking right now, which we ideally would have peaked right now. But I am just Soothing Misting, Whack-A-Mole healing, Vivifying the people that need healing, and I'm watching my Renewing Mist count, because once it starts to drop low, like right now, you'll see me kind of come back through with Enveloping Mist to kind of keep it at 4. I need to redo my charges of Renewing Mist, but you see here already on the meters, the healers that go downstairs start to really perform well. So that is why, as long as you time your ramps on this fight to when you are going down, and you can kind of use Jade Bond, use Gift of the Celestials to help do that, then you're kind of golden. But you'll see here, trying to heal up as many people as I can and use my mobility to quickly close the gap between where I need to be and where I am. That way I can spend as much time rooted, planted, and healing. And here you see good damage coming out, so I am getting some good Vivify cleaving in. I'm not too worried about my mana bar here because I did swap back to life cycles, I'm pretty sure, for this fight. Or maybe I am running Energizing Brew. I'm not too sure on this one, to be honest, but that looks like an Energizing Brew, if I'm guessing. But yeah, you see here already on the meters, our ramp timing has kind of set us up to perform very well, and that's just going to continue for the rest of the fight. Just kidding. As you see here, the beam kind of spawned right on me, and for some idiotic reason, I went forward, and right here, you'll see I kind of lose my group. So we are clearly dominating this fight. I'm playing very well if I, toot my own horn like a jerk or whatever. But you'll see here, now I am opposite from the beam from my team, so I can't heal them. And now I get lumped together with the group that's downstairs. So from here on out in the fight, that one mistake cost our healing massively. So my group just went downstairs, I think. No, this group just came upstairs, and I grouped up with them thinking it was my group, and planted, and now healing here thinking my group's all here, when I should be on the opposite side of the boss with my tank, who they are taking big damage, and now I'm over here just healing. So very big mistake, and I'm trying to get over there in time to go downstairs, but no, I missed that window. That is a massive, that would have been a very good time for me if I was downstairs with him. But you saw I did Yulon ramp then and got some hots applied, but boss dies while they're downstairs. But still, that could have been like an even better parse or whatever. But that's kind of a nuanced thing. But yeah, for this fight, the takeaways I would say are the try to figure out which group you're in. If you're going down first, try to go Jade Bond and ramp on pool. If you're going second, I would recommend Gift of the Celestials and ramp on pool. That way, when you're the second group to go down, you get to Yulon ramp again. Okay, now Sakran, this is my favorite fight to heal because we are so good at healing it. However, I made a fatal mistake. I should have looked back at my old logs to see what build I run, because on this fight, I love running Jade Bond. It lines up your ramps like chef's kiss perfectly, but I still was running with Gift of the Celestials and forgot to swap. So you'll see my ramp timing is very awkward. I do still try to ramp on cooldown, and that does kind of short our healing by a lot, but you'll see what I mean when I say that we are very good at healing this fight. Now, the pre-pool rotation that I do, I try to Rising Sun Kick and then reset Rising Sun Kick again to get it off, just to 1, apply Mystic Touch, but 2, to get 2 more free Renewing Mist here. This rotation I like with Jade Bond because this first ramp timing, you'll see I start my ramp right after that second Rising Sun Kick. So boom, I Rising Sun Kick again, and now we're in ramp mode. This ramp timing is what I'm used to on this fight in Mythic, but it's very good if you're in the Jade Bond ramp, However, since I'm running Gift of the Celestials, my Yulon lasts a lot less long. So you'll see here, we're ramping about the time I normally ramp, but it's a bit early. Normally, you want to get your or start your build up while right once these debuffs get announced. So who you know is going to take the big damage. So the reason why I say that it's this little pre-pull rotation is good for Jade Bond is because I could have back here right after that second Rising Sun kick, I can start my ramp, do a little mini spread where I just kind of enveloping mist the tank, the other tank, and then one other person, and then I can start it over again. So enveloping mist, enveloping mist, enveloping mist, enveloping mist, and then come back through right once this damage hits and Vivify Cleave. Now it ended up working out where our Yulon ends right as that damage does come out, so it still kind of worked out fine. It's just that if I were running Jade Bond, we would still be in Yulon for another like phase of our ramp. So I could basically ramp again, enveloping mist, enveloping mist, enveloping mist during this drip phase and get even more healing there. So you see here, I'm at the top of the leader, like the healing boards currently, but it would normally be a lot more if I was running Jade Bond. So you'll also see like here our Yulon's already at 30 seconds, and it's just we're not going to line up our Yulon ramps at a good point anyways, so it's kind of Jade Bond's kind of the play on this fight in my opinion. But here we have to move out, and there I should have expel harmed. Like, use your button. Why are we not expel harming? Or I could have conduited. So conduit is a very good cooldown when you need to do AoE healing on like around 5 targets, especially if you are one of those targets, because it tops you up with that first burst. So conduit would have been excellent there, but I'm sitting here trying to Soothing Mist these people. And once again, like I said earlier, sorry to replay this over and over, this fight, the reason why we are so strong is because we are very good at prepping for like 4 target damage. So we know who is about to take damage, these 4 targets. I should have rolled out here really quick like I did, and then Soothing Mist, Enveloping Mist, Enveloping Mist, Enveloping Mist, Enveloping Mist, and then the damage would hit. And then I could go back through Vivify, 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 Vivify. But unfortunately there I'm just behind. And you see here I'm trying to heal these 4 targets. Only one of them, myself, has an Enveloping Mist on them. And that is very bad. So on this fight, definitely make sure that you are playing in a way to where you can do that. You see there I got a good revival off. That was very good value revival because everyone had a lot of health missing. But you'll see here, I'm about to go into Yulon again, and it is not going to be a good Yulon ramp. So I press Yulon. Well, I guess actually, to be fair, this one actually is pretty good because I like to Yulon ramp right once these marks come out. So you'll see me dodge swirlies, but then we're already behind a bit. And yeah, only got like 2 or I think I got 3 enveloping mists out. When ideally I would have gotten it on all 4 of those marked targets. But here, I guess the good thing is too, more people took damage than those 4 targets. So I did kind of split my Yulon ramp into 2 little mini ramps there. 3 Enveloping Mist, Vivify, Vivify, Enveloping Mist, Enveloping Mist. So it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but still, like you see already here, we are falling behind just because of that. And I think a lot of it has to do with us not running Jade Bond, because if we were running Jade Bond, I think about this moment, this big damage instance that we just healed through, that's about when my second Yulon would come off cooldown with Jade Bond. So I don't know. There's arguments for both, but I like Jade Bond on this fight. But still, all that to say, like, there's just things that I could be doing better. Like, see here, we do have to dodge swirly, so I'm watching my feet. And it kind of does interrupt us, allowing us to enveloping mist these 4 allies. But we still, since all the other healers are moving, these people did kind of sit at like 60% health for a bit. So I was able to snipe that healing, but already look at the meters. Just that simple fact of pre-hotting these people and then vivifying them once they take the damage has already kind of caught us back up, because that's kind of our strength. You see here, once again, I get marked. So I did stand in that swirly, which is bad, but I ended up life cocooning myself. And I accidentally right-clicked the health bar, but I'm in a Yulon ramp. I did the same thing where I pop Yulon, try to enveloping mist the people that are going to take damage. And yeah, that was a pretty good Yulon ramp. So maybe Gift of the Celestials is pretty good on this fight. Maybe I should stop being so hard on it on this fight. Really, the thing that is shorting our healing the most is not planting to enveloping mist these people. I mean, it is like so important. That is how you heal this fight. And that is kind of the main thing that is just shorting our healing right now. You see I'm trying to do it while also trying to dodge, and I do kind of get marked again. So I did get pretty, I'll be real, I did get pretty unfortunate with mechanics this go around. I did get marked twice and then once with the second marking, so pretty unfortunate there. That was a pretty early conduit. But yeah, for the most part, I've kind of talked through the gist of this fight. I played the marks, the healing the marks pretty poorly. And yeah, definitely that is the number one thing that hurt our overall. And then our Yulon timing was about like a second early a couple times. And our movement was a little suboptimal. But yeah, here you see there, I did pre-hot some of the people. And so pre-hot, 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 pre-hot. Yeah, we enveloping misted all 4 of the people marked. And now you're going to see we just snipe all the healing that needs to be done. And we go from 988, let's see if we jump, yeah, up to 1,000,000 already just from that. And that's with a high interval refresh rate. So yeah, that is where you get your money back. If you mess up a ramp on this fight, you have to play those marks efficiently. And like I am not doing right now, I am sitting there drinking mana tea while people are just taking damage. And here, once again, I swap to the 4 targets. I'm going to hopefully enveloping mist all 4 of them. 1, 2, nope, only 2. Unfortunate. Definitely should have committed like Fort Brew here and just planted, like just stood still in that one swirly and just healed, because we missed out on a lot there. But yeah, the boss is about to fall over. Let's see where we end up. Kind of making the same mistakes over and over, just not healing those marks, and that's kind of all that it comes down to. And we ended up at about only 1,000,000 HPS. Once again, we're 5 healing, kind of 4.5 healing. Shamrock was about right here, but yeah, that fight, normally I parse like very well in this fight. Here I did not parse well at all, so those mistakes are kind of what led to that. All right, Rashinon time. So this fight I really do enjoy. However, I will say that my guild has put a lot of just outside of healing responsibility on me, and at kind of inopportune times, but I don't blame them. So you'll notice I'm running like Tiger Tail Sweep, and I'm just in charge of stunning, basically, is kind of what I'm trying to say. They do also want me to roll all the way to the end very quickly to try to be a backup kick, but I've noticed that that has not come up at all. So I try to be there just in case, but I'm not really trying to ruin my ramps, because I do try to ramp around those times. But you'll notice on this fight, I am running. I wanted to really test out rushing wind kick, and I'm pretty sure that everyone is swapping to this, but this was before it was buffed, I think. Yeah, this was before it was buffed, I'm pretty sure. But we're running the Rising Mist Jade Bond build, and I do enjoy playing this build. I think it's, in my personal preference or opinion, it is fight specific on which build I like to run. But I really like this build on this fight, particularly because you're moving around a lot, and there's a lot of downtime to reapply your 3 renewing mists, and you also get like very good Vivify value from this fight. So I really like it here. So let's skip ahead. Let's see, was it buffed? I did hover it. But yeah, they wanted me to go the shorter cooldown stun. So I think, is it pre-buff or post-buff? I forget, but anyways, so let's skip ahead to the fight. Now here, I like to ramp on pool. So I pre-renewing mist, pre-pool, and then rising sun kick, and then use those renewing mists to get rising sun kick or rushing wind kick off cooldown, and then we're mid ramp. So we are Jade Bond ramping, so I do get to ramp in like 2 or 3 different phases. So there's 4 enveloping mists, and then Vivify, and then 4 more enveloping mists. Vivify. Once that damage comes out, I swap to Vivify. I could still enveloping mist those few targets, but Vivify is just giving us so much value. And then here, I do have to stun these guys. I kind of forgot. So I stunned a bit late, but you'll see there that ramp was very good. But one thing I will say is that I did go on vacation here, so I forgot that I was about to get stunned there. I just completely forgot about this mechanic. If I'm being totally honest with you guys, I just stood right in the middle of it. Horrible. But yeah, we do get stunned here. But I did go on vacation for like a week and a half, and I haven't played this build in like 2 weeks. So you'll see I am sitting on a lot of stuff. So you'll see a lot of times I'm playing very suboptimally. You want to keep rushing wind kick off cooldown. You want to not sit at 3 charges. But as this fight progresses, I start to get less and less comfortable. And you'll notice that I do start to make more mistakes, which I think Yeah, it sucks that I did that, but I think it will make for a good video. I wish that I could get rid of this UI. But here, we land here. I don't have Yulon, but I do have Celestial Conduit to make sure everyone's topped up for this. And then I do Revival after that big slam of damage. But I know ads are about to come out. So I'm trying to pre-hot around with my Renewing Mist, get that Rushing Wind kick off before those the ads drop. And then boom, we're Vivifying. We dodge, Vivify, and then get back in there, stun those guys, and then now we have a lot of Vivify value that's sitting there. Look at all those missing health bars, just waiting to be vivified. I'm also sitting at 20 Mana Tea stacks, but this portion of the fight is so busy. There's constantly people about to take damage that I'm unable to heal it. Now, you will notice on my UI, I do have something that I would like to change. So you can see who's getting marked by the web, so who's about to take this web damage, but it kind of overlaps with the toxin debuff. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is I need to go into my UI and blacklist this toxin because it's not really giving me useful information. I know when stuff's falling from the ceiling, I need to heal those people, but I really want to have it easier on my eyes to find the information of who is about to take the web damage, and my eyes just get lost here. So just as we were talking about on Sikran, where I need to pre-hot the people that are being announced that they're about to take damage, I definitely should have gone through and enveloping misted maybe like 2 of these people, especially Susmagus and maybe one of these other people, because you have time to do it. You might as well, and then vivified them. But here I'm vivifying them when they only have this person has Chi Harmony on them. I have Chi Harmony on myself. So we missed out on some healing there because I didn't envelop mist prep because I just couldn't find the targets in time. But all in all, still playing okay. You see, I am rotating my Renewing Mists and Rushing Wind kicks. Now I'm taking this time to refresh my Mana Tea. I don't normally do this. I normally try to get there as fast as possible so I can plant and ramp. But I noticed that my Yulon was still had a lot of time left, so I did choose that time to do that. But still, maybe I should have drank before then and then gotten here quicker because we missed out on a lot of healing. I could have gotten here like 5 seconds earlier, Rushing Wind kicked, Renewing Misted to reset the Yulon cooldown, and then Yulon'd about 5 seconds before this, and it would have been beautiful. But here we're kind of in a suboptimal Yulon, and a lot of the healing's getting sniped by the Evoker Nico, but that is fine. I'd rather people stay alive than myself parse well. So, but just that was an area where I could have played a lot better. But here we did also have to commit Spirit Link Totem, which is less than ideal, but I do attribute a lot of that to me just not playing that ramp very well. And here we are very close to losing people, and I'm sitting here drinking Mana Tea. So yeah, I definitely lined up my Mana Tea at this point in the fight very poorly, and this is about when you're going to start to see things go downhill. So up until about this point, I feel like I was playing very well. And then from this point onward, that ramp onward, I really start to get uncomfortable. I'm thinking more about my mana, which I shouldn't be doing. And yeah, you'll definitely see. I also think I was playing life cycles here, which with this build, I really do like Energizing Brew because I feel like you don't need life cycles to survive on your mana pool. But here outside of our ramp, I guess I can talk about what I'm doing on our downtime. I'm really emphasizing trying to boost our Renewing Mists with our Rushing Wind kick and get as many out as I can, and then vivify the targets as the damage comes out. So here I'm swapping to Vivifies all around town, and we have only 5 people it's cleaving onto, but that's still a good count. When about 5 people are taking damage, it's good to have about 5 Renewing Mists. So here the ads come out, and I was able to refresh my Renewing Mist count a bit before those ads dropped, and then I couldn't stun them. So I think I turned on my mic there and said, "Can someone stun these?" Because I was really focused on that. But here, that platform wasn't played as horribly. It was kind of a low cooldown platform, so I was kind of relying on my other healers to do the healing. That's why we dipped a bit in the healing charts here. So this final platform, I noticed that one of our healers is down, but I also noticed that we have a lot of cooldowns coming up. So I did revival while we're moving to this final location. The only reason why I did that is because this is normally the time where Muya, our druid who's dead right now, kind of hots around and does a lot of healing during this move. So I chose to revival there to kind of compensate for his him not being there. But here we enter Yulon right once we land. I'm making a very selfish play here, but really it's not that selfish because it's going to save a lot of people, I think. But I chose not to get in the grip because I knew that the amount of people alive still would not get gripped off the platform, and I knew that this ramp was very important. So I opted not to stand in it so that I could ramp uninterrupted. Because I just noticed that the state of everyone's health bars was very dire. And so, yeah, that is why I am doing a ramp here. Ideally, I would have not had to move there. I'm so used to Rising Sun Kick, I should have just stayed planted, Rushing Wind Kicked, and then got back to the ramp. But here I'm doing a little suboptimal movement when I shouldn't have. But still, that was very solid healing. It definitely caught us up on the meters a bit, but we're still just behind where we should be right now. And there I should have reacted faster in Life Cocoon Mesh. That was a pretty bad death on my part, I think. I definitely could have saved him. What even killed him there? Ah, the ads. He was stacked. Okay, so maybe I probably couldn't have saved him there, but I did get marked in the back, so I can't really plant and cast Vivify, so I'm trying to use that movement time to refresh my Renewing Mists, I think, or drink Mana Tea or something. No, I kind of just... Oh, I use my Vivacious proc, okay. But I'm trying to always, since it's so close, like we're kind of panicking here, I'm really trying to make sure that I'm being optimal. And even when I have to move, I'm trying to cast stuff. But here we're moving. I'm just planting and just casting Vivifies until the boss is dead, making sure no one's dying. We have 20 Mana Tea stacks, which once again is another reason why I shouldn't have been running life cycles here. But the boss dies. I knew that I had enough mana to just Vivify cast until boss dies, and they're only 1.5 million. It definitely, if I would have played platform, this third platform, so we start in the front, we go all the way to the back, and then come back to the middle. If I would have played that platform better, I definitely would have been like up at like 1.6, 1.7 million territory. But all in all, you can just tell I'm still a little uncomfortable with this build. I just need to get more reps in on it on this fight in particular, and I think I'll be golden. I've done this build on other fights, and I feel very good, especially stationary fights. But this build this fight has a lot to think about in terms of movement. I also have extra responsibility, and yeah, I'm just less comfortable with this build. So I think that was a pretty good learning experience. And then finally, I want to talk through, since this whole video is already long, let's be real. I want to talk through our Ovinax, our longest pull of the night, because we play a completely different build in that fight. All right, so now on to Ovinax. You'll notice I am running Chi-Ji. This is the build that everyone's running on Ovinax, and it's very powerful. The whole purpose is that you're running Chi-Ji, you're running Jade Bond, and since this boss spawns a bunch of ads, you almost always have 3 targets to cleave on during your Chi-Jis. So you're going to kick up so many masteries that you can reset your Chi-Ji for every ad set, which is where the damage is. So it's very powerful and gets a lot of healing. The weird thing is that you almost only play that rotation. You try to maximize your mastery procs. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and press play. So we're running Jade Fire Stomp. I am okay with my pre-pull rotation. You'll notice the boss runs over here. I think I'm pressing Chi-Ji a bit too early. We're still progging this boss. We have not killed this boss, so I still have a lot to learn, a lot to work on, but I try to at least pre-pull, use my Renewing Mists, and Jade Fire Stomp, Rising Sun Kick, and then stack up to 4 Blackout Kicks. Now you'll notice one of my biggest downfalls on this boss is I normally operate with audio cues when I play Jade Fire Stomp build. So like in Mythic Plus, I listen to my Tiger Palm noise, and then the Blackout Kick noise to know that I used it. But on this fight, there's so many noises and it's so hard to hear my Blackout Kicks that you'll see me press Tiger Palm accidentally like 3 times in a row, which that 3rd time is useless. And you'll also see me, I'll be pressing my Blackout Kick button, but it won't register because I'm not in range of Ovinax. And then I'll just go back to Tiger Palm. So what I've done since we've been pulling this boss more, I've moved this down to about here, so it's right in the center of my screen, so I can tell which buttons have registered. And it's helped me out a ton just for this fight in particular, because that's just how I operate. But we're doing the same rotation Blackout Kick. I'm trying to reset my Jade Fire Stomp before we actually have to move. But there you see I use my 2, since I used Thunder Focus Tea before the pool, I had I had Jade Empowerment, so that first big AoE damage, I kind of just used Jade Empowerment just to use it once. I don't think I'm gonna keep doing that. I might just vivify those few people that take damage. But here we're about to come into the only part of the fight that matters, which is our Chi-Ji. And I want to buff and I want to. The way that I've found it best is I want to use my Thunder Focus Tea on a renewing mist right before the ads spawn, so that I have haste during Chi-Ji, so I can get more mastery events to reset its cooldown quicker. But all I'm doing is just Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick. Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick. Like, that's it. Especially when the ads spawn, I drop Rising Sun Kick from my rotation. So you see these ads are going to spawn in about 3 seconds, and I'm about to press Chi-Ji. Now, one of the reasons why this fight goes so well for us, or this pool goes so well for us, is because I pop Chi-Ji now, whereas in other pools, I'll pop it while I'm still over here a little bit early. So you'll see the Chi-Ji lasts the full duration of the ads. Now, I will take this time to also point out that I do also have additional responsibility outside of healing. On this fight as well, my guild wants me to stun. So I am the stunner. So right once the ads spawn, I want to unleash a fully stacked Blackout Kick to get a lot of mastery events right off the rip. And then you see my Chi-Ji window just started. I also we're gonna Gorfien's Grasp all the ads to the center, and then I'm gonna I'm gonna stun them. So I'm Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, and then they're gripped, and then I stun. And then Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick. That's it. That's all I'm doing. You can see up here on the action tracker. Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick. That's it. And all of these mastery procs, you see, we went from the lowest healer to we're pretty mid right now. This isn't the set. These ads, we have a lot of DPS popping cooldowns on them. So they do die before I'm able to get like the full value from it. But you'll see as the fight goes on, that same thing. Once the ads spawn, we just Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, and we just do so much healing. You'll also notice that we're here. The ads are about to spawn again. My Chi-Ji still has a minute on its timer, which is unfortunate. I need to get to the point where I can reset it fully for that. So I'm trying my hardest to reset Chi-Ji, but it's still at 40 seconds. The first set of ads just died too quick, I think, to where I'm not able to fully reset it. But you see there, we were able to shave a lot of time off of it very quickly. By just cycling Rising Sun Kick a bunch, and I used Revival there too to try to shave more time off of it. But you see there, we're still at 15 seconds, so I am waiting for the stun, and then I am just going to try my hardest to reset that cooldown, because we're about 5 seconds late on Chi-Ji. We did soak a Swirly there, that was pretty bad. But now I'm going to Chi-Ji, which is already too late, but we have 3 targets to cleave onto, so I'm just going to have to punch and kick as much as I can. I'm okay to stand in this root here because I have Chi-Ji active. It's going to keep me from getting rooted when this person gets dispelled. But I'm just punch, Blackout Kick, punch, Blackout Kick, punch. And now that it's just one target, you'll see me Rising Sun Kick again. Which, yeah, that was a suboptimal Chi-Ji because it was about 10 seconds late. But I'm trying to get myself in the habit of pressing it there. So I need to just work on cycling it quicker with that first one. Seeing if we can convince our DPS to stop bursting AoE on that first set of ads. And yeah, you see here, ideally we have Chi-Ji up again, but we just don't. So I'm just doing what I can. Celestial Conduit. Honestly, I don't need a Chi-Ji here with our composition because I think we have 2 other healers ramping at this point. So maybe it's good to hold on to Chi-Ji here, but yeah, I guess ideally you can Chi-Ji every set of ads, but that's what happened there. Is we were fine there because we had a lot of cooldowns used, and our Celestial Conduit ended up being good healing enough for that moment. But here you pull the boss to this. I don't know if this is an exploit, but I saw like a Reddit post about it. I don't think it's an exploit. It's just I think every guild's doing this because you gain like extra seconds of the boss just kind of AFKing while you punch it. And yeah, that's what we're doing. It does work out for us because it gives us time to get Chi-Ji back. But honestly, we have so much time here that we don't need Chi-Ji back. So yeah, maybe I don't need to Chi-Ji that third set of ads because this next set of ads is like probably the most important one of the fight. You see there, I rolled into an egg. That was pretty suboptimal. But I'm just keeping my Jade Fire Stomp down, Rising Sun Kicking when I can on single target, and then stacking up to 4 Blackout Kicks. And yeah, but you'll see, I haven't really pointed it out much, but sometimes you'll see me Tiger Palm 3 times in a row, and that's just because I'm slamming my buttons and it just registers it 3 times. But here, ads are about to spawn again. We got 3 seconds. I need the Thunder Focus Tea Renewing Mist now so that I can Chi-Ji right as the ads spawn and Blackout Kick. But I forget to Thunder Focus Tea, and that kind of does short our healing by a bunch because we need that haste. But you see here, I'm just trusting in Chi-Ji. I'm not even enveloping misting because we need those mastery procs to reset the cooldown. And the mastery procs heal for a ton on this fight. You'll also notice a lot of Mistweavers, myself included, have opted for haste mastery gems and trying to change our gear for this fight in specific to get a lot more mastery. But there, yeah, we just did punch, punch, kick, punch, punch, kick, punch, punch, kick, and it's already brought us back up on the meters. This is our time of the fight. I don't know why I'm crackling Jade Lightning there. What am I doing? But this is our moment in the fight where we can start to really cycle Chi-Ji because I think we popped Lust there. I don't think we're going to end up doing that in the long run, but I need to be, I revivaled there trying to reset Chi-Ji as well, but I really need to get Chi-Ji off cooldown right now for every set. So that crackling Jade Lightning ended up costing us there, actually big time. Yeah, but now we can Chi-Ji. It's about 5 seconds late. I still am on stun duty, but we're still doing all the same stuff. Great Spirit Link Totem from Shamrock. Also plays very well into our healing too, so I like that. But you see there, we're shaving time off of our Chi-Ji. Every time we Blackout Kick, you can see like almost 10 seconds going off of that Chi-Ji timer, which is crazy. Yeah, super cool fight. But here, now that our Chi-Ji's out, I'm trying to do whatever I can to reset its cooldown. So I'm trying to cycle our Rising Sun Kicks. That's really it. That's kind of the best way that I've found. Maybe I should. There's an argument that I could like Renewing Mist and Vivify more during this downtime, but no, I just need to play like max speed. And here you see we are behind on our Chi-Ji timer, so people are dropping because normally these ads, I'm kind of heavy lifting the ad healing, not really, to like a small extent, but yeah. This is going to be where we start to taper off. This is the first time I've seen this fight this far in. This was a prog pull already. So I roll out, Tiger's Lust myself to get rid of the root. I need to Expel Harm here. I am low, but for some reason I chose to cast like 3 globals when I could have just Expel Harmed. I have Chi-Ji off cooldown though, and I'm debating, do I pop it now while everyone's taking damage, or do I wait for ads? And since I don't know this fight to this point, I kind of sit on Chi-Ji, which ends up working out because now that we're going into the final section of the room, I have Chi-Ji. It's kind of all the same stuff. The only difference is I think the ads change on what spawns. So I'm getting ready to pop Chi-Ji. I'm sitting on it for a long time though, but I guess you kind of have to, I guess. Yeah, you see here now that the ads are about to spawn, I should probably go ahead and pop Chi-Ji now. So yeah, maybe I should have done it then, but yeah, we're in our Chi-Ji ramp doing the same thing. Punch, punch, kick, punch, punch, kick. Punch, punch, kick, but yeah, something goes off and we die. But you see there, I mean, look, a super cool fight. We use a completely different build on this fight than we do on any other fight, so I enjoy it. But I hope that this video was good for you guys. It's going to be a long video, but I played multiple different builds, and I might actually split this up into 2 videos. No, I'll keep it all in one for you guys, but yeah, 4 different boss kills and some prog on our 5th boss. I made a lot of mistakes. I played very bad in some of the fights, but played very good at some portions of the fights. So I hope that you guys got to see the dichotomy of those 2 things. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Sorry that the raid videos have been low. I've just been trying to record less during raid because it makes me lag a bit more. But guys, thank you so much for the support on the channel so far. I'll see you guys once I get back from Greece. But thank you so much for supporting the channel while I'm away. Make sure that you guys like the video on your way out, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any more content like this one. But guys, I'll see you in the future videos. Until then, take care.